I think that it's possible, and here's why. Because it's about a show. It's about the theater of sports. It's about showtime. And if you want to have faith in a franchise being reinvigorated in that kind of fashion, the fact that Jeannie Buss put Magic Johnson in control goes a long way towards lending itself towards that belief, because we all know how Magic Johnson is. It's not enough to just win and be boring. Magic wants a show. As Larry Bird once said and Magic Johnson once said in that 30 for 30 documentary about them, Bird doesn't want a crowd. He doesn't want the noise. He doesn't want the distractions. He going out the back door. Magic Johnson, he going out the front door. He wants to walk right through that crowd. He wants everybody to see him. He wants to shake hands. He wants to smile and kiss babies. He wants to do all of that stuff. He's all about that show. And Lonzo Ball is somebody he believes will generate the kind of show that the Staples Center once had when the purple and gold was on the floor. And so if this guy has the distributing skills, the distributorship that you want from a point guard, if he has that ability to get other people involved, if he's the kind of dude that guys like to play with and has the capability to galvanize a locker room and have everybody out there wanting to play with him, particularly if you couple him with a star like Paul George, then you have taken huge steps towards being more of an attractive commodity, which in and of itself is an incredible accomplishment, because that's the number one thing that they had a problem with under the Jim Buss, Jeannie Buss era. People considered the Lakers a joke. They considered them a franchise that was dysfunctional and nobody wanted to come and play for. Now you're starting to hear, you're starting to see just elements that say to you, hey, it's La, it's Los Angeles, it's Southern California, and it's showtime. I want to be a part of that. I think Lonzo Ball, if he's what we say, if he's what we've heard he is, he will help do that.
Look, obviously, if he balls, it's going to help things. Really, the number one thing that's going to help the Lakers attract free agents, Stephen A., is, of course, if the players around the league believe they have competent management. They looked in the recent past. First, it was the specter of Kobe Bryant. He was kind of an unforgiving veteran. A lot of guys didn't want to play with that kind of personality. They couldn't hack it, especially as Kobe was declining and sucking up salary cap space and monopolizing the ball. Maybe they don't want to play with him. Others were intimidated by him. There was that. And then Kobe was gone, and it was like, yeah, but look who's running the show now. But as long as you have competent management, and so far, I have to tell you, Magic Johnson, not just because of his name and his presence and his smile and all that stuff and his pedigree, but in action, indeed, Magic Johnson has been pretty impressive. I mean, he's cleared the cap space. He got an asset back in return. Even a guy in Brook Lopez, say whatever you want, he's not great, but he's a good offensive center. Like, other players are going to like playing with him at the very least, and he frees up cap space, and you got rid of D'Angelo, who was a problem, and you got a little something back. So he's shown competence already. And if the league, this is all the Lakers need to attract free agents. This is it. Cap space. Let's say there was no one on the Lakers, not a single player. All they had was all of their available cap space. Competent management. That's enough to be attractive because of the city of Los Angeles and the brand of the Lakers. Now, if you add to that a promising young rising star at the point guard position who would rather hook his teammates up than shoot himself but is willing to take that big shot, well, then who wouldn't want to play in that situation? So the answer is yes, Lonzo Ball can help. I do not think he will be the reason guys want to play there, but he can certainly make a positive contribution to that feeling.
Well, I agree with your point about competent management. Where I disagree with your point is when you alluded to all you need is cap space. That's not true, because the fact is the Lakers have had cap space in the past when Jim Buss was in charge, and it didn't cut the mustard.
Incompetent management.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, and you got guys that didn't want to come and play because they considered it a dysfunctional environment with him and Jeannie. Now that Magic is there, that's good too. But I tell you this much: Magic has been putting in the work. Unlike some people we know in the public eye, he has truly divested his interest in some businesses, and he's focused on the Los Angeles Lakers. But it is very, very important, Max, to point this out. Look, Rob Pelinka is a wild card here, and here's why. Even though Kobe loves him, and there's no questioning his competency as an agent, and I certainly have no problem with him, a lot of people in the NBA do. You have opposing agents who don't like him. You have GMs who despise him, and now he's their contemporary. He has to deal with them and vice versa in order to make things happen. So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops, because Magic Johnson needs to be front and center, because he may not have the negative energy that Rob Pelinka has associated with him. If he just did this for the draft and to get Lonzo Ball and to put a face on it, but then he defers too much to Rob Pelinka as opposed to being not just that face, but that voice on the other end of the line a lot of times, then it could still cause problems for the Los Angeles Lakers. We have to watch all of that.
Stephen A., if Magic Johnson walks into a room, even if Lonzo doesn't pan out as a rookie, he's on a rookie deal, it's not expensive. If Magic Johnson walks into a room with LeBron James or Paul George or whoever else and says, guys, we ain't got anybody on this team right now, and that's the point. I want you to play with him. We're going to kill it in L.A. Showtime is back. When Magic Johnson says those words after he's displayed competence as an executive, that's a powerful pitch. I believe even if Lonzo isn't great right away or looks like, oh, he's just going to be a guy, you know, a jag, just a guy, not a star. As long as they don't have cap space, as long as they don't have cap issues and Magic is at the wheel and people feel good about that, I think they're fine. They're going to be just fine. They'll be able to track all kinds of free agents
There's a lot of ifs in that
given
argument.
year.